Welcome to Get Your Bell Rung, a pro wrestling podcast. I am your host, KG Landry, and with me, well, I had three of us. I had myself, you, Cooker, and Mr. Idol, but he seems to have dropped off for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were two. Well,
a slacker.
Yep, Gerald is joining us. Oh, he's back. Or maybe not. All right, there's George Strong.
What up?
Man, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us.
No problem, man. I get a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, man. Life. Anyway, guys, again, I am your host, KG Landry. With me tonight, we have a full crew. We have, of course, the Hall of Famer, the man with the best damn punch in the business. Of course, I'm talking about the Cooker, Bob Cook. Then we have Robbie Idol, an author, a legend within his own right. Again, that is Robbie Idol. And with us tonight, the rare appearance of some who say that the best damn referee on the indie scene. Of course, I'm talking about George Strong. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. That's at least true in 2 states. I can say that. I haven't worked Florida enough, so I can't. Bob can be like he's not.
Louisiana, Mississippi.
I know nothing about Florida wrestling.
Yeah, you've been all over the world, so
yeah, right.
So, guys, starting with you, Cook. Monday Night Raw. Was it an easy watch? Was it a difficult watch?
Should I be honest or fib?
Honesty. That's all we do here is honesty, man.
I fast forwarded through some of it through some of it. Like the block button, the greatest invention in the world on Facebook. The old fast forward, the greatest invention on any TV you can fast forward. It's like watching porn. You got to get to the good stuff. Whoops.
Well, got to turn off the volume for porn. Mr. Idol, what about you, sir? What you think about Monday Night Raw last night?
It had good points and it had bad points. It started off slow. I could have done without the 45 minutes of Punk, and I could have done without that.
Well, I tell you, and when we get there, I'm going to disagree a little bit with you, and I'll tell you why. George, not that your opinion really counts since you're not here very much, but
that even hurt me.
Wow, that's what a shoot that was! What a shoot that was,
bro!
Yesterday, real quick. So yesterday, Mark, our buddy Mark, who used to be in the podcast with us, he sent me a DM, asked me if I was watching Raw yet. I said, no, I'm out with the wife. I'll be watching it later, so don't spoil anything for me if there's anything to spoil. And I said, besides, as I told him, I went, you're not in the podcast no more. I don't care about your opinion. It doesn't count anyway. George, what'd you think about Raw last night, man? Was it an easy watch for you? Do you agree with Bob?
First of all, I think I need Mark back if you're going to start treating me like him. I need somebody to take the strain. I'm going to go the way of Bob. It was I was watching it. And thank God I got kids for when it's not easy to watch.
Right.
I can just turn my attention away. Hey, what'd you need, son? Oh, all right, cool. I thought it was it. What I thought was easy.
Yeah,
easy to watch.
I'll be honest. I didn't fast forward through anything last night, but the only reason why I didn't was because I usually watch just the first segment because Raw normally comes on at the same time my wife is going upstairs to get ready for bed, shower, and all the other crap. So I usually watch the first segment, and then when she comes down, I turn on something for her and I to watch. And then when she goes to sleep, it's when I turn it back on. But when I do that, it's usually around midnight, 1 in the morning. I am doing other stuff. So Raw is very much just kind of like noise for me in the background. During the good parts, it catches my attention. The bad parts kind of block it out. But I would have found myself fast forwarding like, you and George, like Bob and George said, if it wasn't kind of that noise for me in the background. But we'll get into it. Monday Night Raw, it was, basically the follow from Saturday night's main event. We had a major return and a couple of other surprises. Let's get right into it. The opening segment, we kicked it off with CM Punk celebrating his World Heavyweight Championship win. But like we all knew, someone would come and interrupt that. To my surprise, well, it would have been to my surprise.
Uh-oh.
Not really. True story. So Bob said something about Raw in our little group comment that I have on Facebook or DM. And I specifically said, just turned it on. Don't spoil it. The very next thing Bob says, well, I'll be honest with you. I think in a real fight, Logan Paul could take CM Punk.
Well, I do.
So Logan Paul, he came out. And initially it looked like, Logan Paul was going to be the first guy to challenge CM Punk. And then, of course, Paul Heyman and his guys from the Vision come out. And they wound up turning on Logan Paul. Paul Heyman called him a bitch. Brian Breaker didn't have kind of words to say to him either. We seen what happened. They came into the ring to rush CM Punk. Logan Paul said, I don't have anything to do with it. When he tried to pass both Brian Breaker and Bronson Reed, they didn't cooperate. They wound up pushing him. He hit his head pretty hard on the ring there. I don't think that was planned. He kind of had that look of surprise. But it looked like he was going to walk away. That CM Punk his ass kicked. We seen Logan Paul jump in the ring to our surprise. Helped CM Punk. Logan Paul got his ass kicked. Bronson Reed, of course, then gave him that splash off the top rope. Guys, and we'll start with you, Robbie, since we already kind of know what you thought about the segment. Talk to me about that segment and your thoughts. Talk to me about Logan Paul at that moment thinking he was going to be face. I can tell you that I was nervous about this. I even said, I'm a Logan Paul fan. I don't care who wouldn't say this. I like Logan Paul. I think he is damn talented, but he's not some guy that I personally want to see as a baby face. Bob made the point, and I agree with Bob that if they booked him correctly, he probably can become a big baby face. For myself, he just has that douchebag look to his appearance that I just want to break his jaw every time I see him. He just has that natural effect. He reminds me of a lot of the guys I used to toss out of the bars back in the day. So I was concerned about them trying to turn him babyface, and we'll get more into that later. Robbie, your thoughts, man?
I like Logan Paul. I mean, he's talented, and so he's very athletic. He's talented for somebody that the way they brought that he came in, where like you see a lot of these other singers, movie stars, whatever, they don't have the talent to do what he's done. So he's talented. I like the guy. Like you said, he does. And I think it's being that YouTuber and stuff like that where he's, you don't like him, stuff like that, that's in that era, like that area. The problem I had was having like talk for X amount to get Logan Paul to come out.
Right.
I mean, the way they took it, you didn't need to take 20 minutes to do that. You could have had Punk talk for 5, winning his title, bring Logan Paul out, and get to now bring out Breaker and Bronson Reed and Heyman, and get to that. You could have got to that a lot quicker. I guess they were giving.
Oh. I guess his internet's giving him problems. Yeah, Bob, we'll go to you. I'm sure he'll be back. What do you think about this first segment? Do you think that, way too long as well?
Yeah, but that just seems to be the case every week. And Triple H made a big point. He posted before the show, the landscape is going to change on Raw. You thought, oh, maybe something big's going to happen. And the landscape didn't change. Everything was exactly the same. They just switched around. Okay, this guy's a champion now, but it's the same players week after week after week.
Right.
What are the people who are sitting in the back going, geez, I'm asked to be here every week. The catering's pretty good, except in this town, but why am I not on the show? Oh, because this guy's on the show who was on the show last week, the week before, and will be on next week. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the guys that they're not using for, wrestling has changed so much since I was watching it as a young guy into what we have now. Because I feel like the first segment is just as important as the ending segment on the show. And I feel like maybe they feel they have to have their strongest people out for the first segment. So is it maybe that, the other people that aren't using, maybe they don't have faith in them to be able to have the viewers continue to watch Raw throughout?
Well, the most important parts of the show is the first match, last match. So I get that concept, but I don't know. Next, I think at this point, they should just roll Paul Heyman to the ring. He's getting so fat.
And you see it. I thought he actually looked a little thin. I
really?
thought maybe he's losing a little bit of weight. Yeah. But Robbie, we'll go back and let you finish your point.
You get to stuff quicker. I mean, you're drawing stuff out. I'm probably going to go off here a little bit here. The same, I say the same player. So, what
is this guy, Stephen Hawking?
Best guy. The two best guys you got are hurt. So
right.
So Seth Rollins is your best guy, and Jacob Fatu. Those are the two best guys going now in WWE. And I guess they're both hurt. I know Rollins hurt. So you're saying, okay, Breaker's the next best thing. Mm-hmm. He should have been in that championship match Saturday. Give him the belt. Let him run. Let's see what happens.
Right. Yeah.
That's my opinion. I mean,
nope.
I mean, you did it with Cargill. You did it with Jade. So let's see if she, give it to Breaker and see if he can run with it.
Yeah, but the reason Punk got it is it's kind of like a reward for him doing this and doing that and losing that match, winning the title, and then losing it that same night. It's kind of a reward, I think, for coming back and being a team player for once and actually coming to work with a smile on his face.
What about you, George? Your thoughts on that first segment?
The first segment was a bit long. I'm used to the whole, person come out and interrupt before they can even start talking. I think in this case that would have worked a little bit better, but again, it's one of those reward Punk, give him a little speech. I don't usually wash out Punk when he's doing a promo because I'm really a big fan of his, but it's just like it would have probably had a little bit faster shock value if you bring out Logan Paul, like maybe give him like a couple of sentences and Logan Paul's music hits. And I know we're going to touch on it, but it was a seed planting thing because I was just like, I don't believe this segment, like one bit, where it started and how it ended.
It was a nauseating pandering to the audience by Punk. Ugh.
I forgot what he was saying at some point.
Him and Cody Rhodes. That's why I want either a Cody Rhodes or a CM Punk heel turn, because having two massive players like that whose promos, they're very much in a way the same because of exactly what you just said, Bob. They both pander to the audience so much. There's too much sweetness for me. I need a heel turn from one of those guys, because we don't, in my opinion, who do we have that is the major heel right now? Think about it. Who? Yeah, Braun Breaker, he's a heel. Bronson Reed, they're heels, but are they really? Because you also have the fans kind of getting behind them at times. We need someone that the fans will absolutely hate. And I think that if we seen a CM, I think Cody Rhodes would probably get a lot more heat than CM Punk, to be honest with you. But we need a major heel, and we just don't have it, in my opinion. Robbie, your thoughts on that?
I agree. I mean, if you look, I break it down so, but how much with him and his family tree?
No, Robbie, you got kicked again, my man. See if you can come back and restart your internet. You honestly do sound like Stephen Hawking.
What they really need, if they want to have like a top baby face that has a little edge, they got to have another Steve Austin. But that's not going to happen, so we're out of luck. Why'd they bring it up?
Right.
There's the biggest baby faces of all time, like Hulk Hogan. Steve Austin in his day was the biggest baby face of all time, but didn't necessarily come across as a whiny baby face, kiss-ass baby face.
Right. I mean, Josh, what about you? I mean, do you agree with me? Do you think that, that's one thing that we're missing right now is just that major heel, or do we have it? And I'm just not seeing it.
I think we have it.
No.
The more I think about it, I don't agree with the Cody or even Punk heel turning, because, I mean, Punk's trying to be that real guy, you know what I'm saying? And Cody's the company man fan favorite, not the company man corporate kiss ass. But there's a lot of fans that just are tired of seeing Cody in that role, and that's what I think the heel turn urge is for Cody. It's like the same thing they wanted in AEW. They just wanted him to be the bad guy because he does so much better as an asshole, But like CM Punk's normally an asshole, and he's a good guy. So it's like he panders to the crowd, but it doesn't come off as like the clean baby face, even though the crowd loves him and stuff like that, and he endorses it or indulges in it. Whereas Cody kind of hears the crowd and he loves the little kids and all of that stuff, but it's like I think people are just tired of him being that way for Cody.
But George, did you just say in the beginning of this that Cody was not the corporate kiss ass?
Well, in the sense of what they wanted the tease with The Rock, you know what I'm saying? Like my champion versus him actually being, and look, I get it. He actually is in real life because he wouldn't have got where it was without it. But at the same time, like as far as his character, he's not he's like, I'm for the fans. And that's what everybody wants to hear. But at the same time, if they can lay off of that without him doing a heel turn, but they keep doing the aggressive baby face stuff like what they did with him and Drew McIntyre. It's like, oh, is he going to cheat and lose his belt because he's so mad at Drew? You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep teasing that type of stuff because other than like later days of WCW and TNA, I don't remember Dusty being and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Dusty was ever a major heel. And maybe I missed something because I don't count the NWO stuff because all of that was like out of pocket by that time.
Right. No, I agree. I don't remember growing up ever seeing Dusty Rhodes as a heel. I mean, I know he was a heel, but it was before my time, I think.
He turned babyface in 1974 at the Armory in Tampa when Gary Hart and Pac Song kind of turned on him by accident. But then he turned babyface.
It's funny that you bring up Gary Hart. I don't remember what podcast I was watching, but they were talking about Gary Hart and how Gary Hart was so underrated. Their words, Gary Hart was brilliant, they said, when it comes to having a mind for professional wrestling. I can't say either way. I mean, I'm familiar with Gary Hart. I know he was in a business whenever I was a kid, but not at the point where I have so much knowledge of him. Bob or Robbie, do you agree with that about Gary Hart, that he had a brilliant mind for the business?
I don't know. I never really talked too much. He was always kind of an asshole around me.
Yeah. It was actually the Undertaker and what's the ref? What is his name? He was the SmackDown general manager for a long time.
Teddy Long.
Teddy Long. Yeah. Him and Ted always talking about that. Go ahead, Robbie.
I mean, as far as what I remember when I saw him as a kid, I always thought, he was, like that manager as a kid, what you watched and stuff. You thought he was an ass and stuff, so he was doing his job. I don't think I ever really talked to him when I, or remember being around him when I was there.
Right. You know who I got to meet this past weekend? was Paul Ellering. Super nice guy. I really enjoyed talking to him. But what really made me a little sad, and to me, this represents today's wrestling fans. Today's wrestling fans doesn't seem like they care about the yesteryears of wrestling. You know, the history that brought wrestling to where it's at today, because you know, there was no line waiting at the table to meet this guy. And this is the guy who managed at least in my opinion, the best tag team wrestling ever in professional wrestling, with the Road Warriors. I will argue that Midnight Express was also just as good as those guys were, the Road Warriors, but nonetheless. And, you know, it really made me think about, man, these young kids there, to see them not just clamoring to talk to Paul Ellering and ask him questions about professional wrestling from back in the day. It drove me nuts. It really did. It actually aggravated me.
Come on, that's why you really shaved your beard, right? You went nuts.
That's right. I protested.
pulled his hair out.
This is what actually George remembers me more by of being clean shaven.
That's the guy I met. Right. I don't know where that beard came from.
Right. It came from living in the freaking frozen tundra where it gets negative freaking 30 degrees, man.
He went on Brock Lesnar. I mean, he goes off the grid and comes back with the mountain man beard. I was like, who is this dude?
Oh, man. So next, let's get back to the show, guys. So next,
can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to mention Cody Rhodes. You know, it's a fine line to walk because of how the AEW fans literally turned on Cody when he did his heel turn, right? I mean, they didn't just turn on him like, oh, he's a bad guy, I want to see him get beat. They turned on him like, I don't want to see him no more. I don't want him to be here anymore. And that's a fine line to walk. WWE don't want that kind of negativity. So you never know how the fans are going to react because they're overbearing, obnoxious, pig-faced bastards who are miserable to the core and like to project it online because their lives are so hell.
Yeah, I mean, they're fickle. And by the way, did I say Dusty Rhodes or Cody Rhodes when I mentioned that I needed?
You said Dusty.
Oh, I meant Cody. I apologize. Yeah, I mean, look, wrestling fans today are so fucking fickle. It drives me insane. I mean, right now, and this has been happening for the past probably 4 or 5 months. People, you know, when Triple H first took over, people were so happy that it was Triple H. You know, yay, WWE Triple H. Now they're crying, oh, we want Vince McMahon back. Triple H should be fired. And I guarantee you, if a miracle happened and Vince McMahon showed up on Friday Night SmackDown, within 6 months, they'd be crying for Vince McMahon to be fired again, and they would want somebody else back in that position because wrestling fans are fickle. They believe that every single program has to be as exciting as a PLE. They always want these big surprises. And you can't do that in professional wrestling. There's only so many people that you can bring back, right? Especially in today's professional wrestling, because, you know, now we don't just have WWE. We have TNA. We have AEW. We even have NWA. And I get it. NWA is not nearly as big, but they're getting there and they still pay their talent. So there's options.
Speaking of NWA, I was at a show this past Saturday and Brian Idol was there with the girl. I don't know what her name is.
We were texting.
A good-looking girl. And she fell on me during her match and she smelled amazing. I just want to mention that. Maybe hate Brian Idol even more.
Man, don't get me in trouble with Brian Idol because him and I have a decent relationship, and
hey, that's why I'm putting the girl over. She had one of the best matches on the show, and she smelled amazing. That's not a bad thing.
The things that were said on this podcast does not reflect.
Exactly. Bob wanted to put her over.
Oh, put her over my knee.
Yeah, at the show that I was at, there was a young lady, and she kind of sat in the ring, kind of a weird way during her entrance, and I got a shot of it, and right away I looked at my wife and went, "You know, this is going to Bob Cook, right?"
Well, you know, and the best match on this show was Brian Idol against a kid named Nick Swift, so you know, it wasn't a bad deal. You know, bad deal.
people can say what they want about Brian, but I mean, look, he's a decent talent. I mean, he really is. And
he stole his name from Robbie Idol. It's amazing.
I've actually I wondered about that. How Robbie felt about having a Brian Idol type of a thing. But let's get back to WWE, man. Go ahead, Robbie.
I was gonna say I just recently heard of him, so I didn't even know he was around. So I just recently heard of him.
Yeah, I've had a lot of guys complain about him. I personally like him. I was first introduced to him by that documentary that NWA did. That's on Peacock.
Yeah, and he's very unlikable on that documentary.
Yeah, he is, but he actually has a following. He gets a crowd. He really does.
Well, Charles Manson had a following too, so let's not get all giddy over that.
Yeah, and here I am taking a following to save my life. He's gonna say, but let's get back to Raw, guys. The Judgment Day. The Judgment Day versus.
Somebody had to text me that documentary so I can go watch it one night.
The documentary?
Text me the name of that documentary.
It's on Peacock. It's called Adventures in Carneyland.
Yep.
It's a really good. It's like several episodes. It's really good.
Yep. It really is. The next segment we had the Judgment Day versus Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella. The match, it was what it was. I mean, this is one of those matches that I continued doing what I was doing, and it was just noise in the background. I'm just not a Nikki Bella fan, and I am not a Raquel Rodriguez or Roxanne Perez fan. Just being honest. George, start with you. Your thoughts on this match, and what is your thoughts about Nikki Bella being involved with this whole storyline?
Well, let's go back to a couple of months ago when I was on the show a lot. I don't want Nikki Bella there. She's aesthetically pleasing, but she offers nothing. She offers absolutely nothing. Not a thing.
Just like every week, there's a party going on and Nikki's invited.
Look, I love looking at the Bella twins. I mean, but it's just like I almost wish Liv Morgan didn't get injured so they could have paid that off at Evolution. I know she's back for good for the most part, but it's the thorn. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge fan of Roxanne and Raquel.
What?
And I love Stephanie Vaquer, but that part, Nikki does not fit in that. But they needed somebody to team up with her. I almost wish they would have just kept Julia face and kept her with Stephanie Vaquer just to have her best friend with her. So, I mean, I just don't see the value of Nikki Bella being in this rivalry.
Well, you know what? And I'm not a Nikki Bella fan, but I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to tell you what's the value of Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella at one time was one of the who's who in the women's division. And now that she's back, this is where her value comes in. She's somebody that has that resume that beating Nikki Bella is helping putting a lot of the younger talent over. So I will give her props for that. She's come back. I've read things that she has a great attitude and that she is very she has no problem with being the one to take pins and putting the younger talent over. Go ahead, Cooker.
I think she has to pay alimony, so that probably has a lot to do with just being happy to be there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's true too.
And I don't disagree with that, but I'm just saying, like, as far as that rivalry goes, there's got to be, that goes back to the heel thing about not having a big heel to put against CM Punk or anybody. It's like, you got Nikki Bella there. There's got to be somebody they can elevate by using Nikki Bella. Those three don't need her. And I really mean that. Like, I've watched them enough that those three do not need Nikki Bella in that rivalry to put them on the map. Stephanie's already, a wrestling rock star in a sense. She's not like, megastar level yet, but you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as knowing who everybody is on TV every week, I mean, put Nikki Bella with somebody that's not getting the spotlight.
Well, I tell you where Nikki Bella drives me nuts at, and we're gonna be jumping ahead a little bit, and Robbie will go to you with this. Doing that backstage promo with her and Stephanie, right? It drove me nuts. I've never thought Bella was any good at cutting promos. And to me, she is driving she's not making Stephanie look the best either, because the promo was so bad that to me, it really took a huge light off of Stephanie. It drove me nuts. It was, I don't often say this because I can't cut a promo, but I'm sorry. That was garbage. It really was.
I don't want to cut in front, Robbie. Well, I do want to say this. What pissed me off about that, it wasn't a great promo, but they could at least cut the mic on the crowd. We couldn't even hear what they were saying half the time. So it's like that was irritating in itself. Even if I didn't want to hear it, I couldn't hear it. The crowd's still cheering from the tag team match when everybody's leaving the ring.
Right. Go ahead, Robbie.
Yeah, agree. I totally agree with you on that. I mean, it kind of made her look like she was feeling sorry for herself, and she needed that, the Stephanie to say, "You're good. You did this. You did," like to tell people, "Okay, this is what you did," and everybody knows who the Bellas are. So you could have probably did without that promo or did it a different way. I mean, it just made her feel she was feeling sorry for herself, and like to tell people, okay, this is who I am, or to get that build up from one of their top stars now.
Right.
So yeah, we could have done without that promo.
Yeah.
But as far as the match was okay. But I agree with you. I'm not a Bella fan, and I'm not a Raquel fan. I think Roxanne's done really well since she's come up and everything. And, and Stephanie is Stephanie. So,
Right. Cooker looks aside.
Oh, now you ruined everything. Because I think Nikki's hot as hell.
Hey, Cooker, now you're going off of talent. Now you just have to go by their talent.
I'm sure she's got talent, but look at those abs.
Yeah, she has talent for being crazy. I mean,
Bob's got to shoot now.
Is this a match? Is this one of the matches that you wanted to or did fast forward past?
No, I would never fast forward through that. But I didn't think it was that bad of a match, and I think Nikki Bella is going to turn heel. That's what I think.
Yeah, I see that coming as well. And I will say this about Nikki Bella. I've always thought that she was at her worst, regardless if it was in the ring or the mic, when she was a face. I always thought that her best talent was being that conniving bitch. I live with someone like that. Oh, we go back.
Demons. But I think that, Nikki Bella headlined the very first all-women's pay-per-view with Ronda Rousey, and they had one hell of a match.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying that everything she does is terrible.
Right.
I'm just saying that.
And I would think
she just looks off with these group of girls for some reason. She looks like, one of these things aren't the same. She's the one.
Yeah, I've seen that when she came back, like when she first came back, like after the Rumble and all of that. That I remember saying that. I was like, just something was off when she's in the ring. Like 3 matches in a row, she didn't mesh with the ladies.
And she's not that old either. I mean, she's really
no,
and she's in phenomenal condition.
She had a really good match last week with whoever she wrestled. It was a really good match.
I agree with that. But I think that's the problem with me with Nikki Bella is she has good matches. And then she'll have a terrible match. It's like she's inconsistent at times.
I think a lot of that has to do with it's not like the old days where they were working more often. You work Monday, and how many other times a week does she work? I don't know.
Yeah, live shows, and
which
everything.
Is a good thing in its own. It's a good thing too, though, because they're not, all crippled up and beat up all the time.
Yeah, but it was like
Robbie Idol.
We were talking about this. Robbie, Michael, and myself were talking about this with AEW, how it seems like they're having a problem with their talent always being hurt. And a good point was brought up that, yes, that's great that the talent has such a light schedule, but at the same time, sometimes having a light schedule is a curse because your body's not callousing up the way it normally does if you have a heavier schedule, which can lead to more injuries.
I think it's more that they just do stupid shit.
Well,
they go 0 to 100 every show.
Yeah, but this is the problem. This is the problem with that, though, George. we went down the list of guys who are sidelined right now. The only one that does the crazy shit that's sidelined right now is Will Ospreay. Everyone else are guys who are pretty much your technical wrestlers that they don't do the crazy shit.
Oh. Well, I don't watch AEW enough to know.
The neck injury has probably been lingering from wrestling, regardless of what he does. But that doesn't mean they don't go like balls to the wall in their matches, even if it's just simple moves. Like you can overwork yourself with a light schedule and then hurt yourself. Like I've seen people get hurt on the indies and they wrestle once a month. So it doesn't matter what type of moves you do. I mean, if you're a testy and you're out there like trying to leave it all out there, you might accidentally, leave it all out there and can't wrestle the next show. Yeah, so I see what you're saying, but I just AEW puts on pay-per-view matches every week, whereas WWE they might have the boring wonky.
I will argue that because I've never watched one bad AEW pay-per-view. I have watched a shit ton of bad weekly AEW shows.
But at the same time, there's nothing you can do about it because AEW is hardly drawing anything for their TV shows, and they quit doing house shows. Right, they were doing that for a little while. That's why they let a lot of the guys work indie shows, which it's to me it's insane. I don't know how much they pay the AEW guys, but to let them do indie shows on their off time, and I don't have no problem with people making extra money, but if they get hurt, then what good are they to Tony Khan? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but
who would want to anyways? If Tony Khan's paying me good money, I don't want to play on some indie show in front of 500 people.
Right.
And that was the whole point of getting signed.
Right. But at the same time, and that's fair. That's a fair point about AEW and their live crowds that they're not drawing. But right now, we're starting to say the same thing about WWE.
They had 8,000 at SmackDown last week, and it was like a 20,000 seat arena. So that's not a good thing.
I was reading, and we'll go to you, Robbie. I was reading that they actually were taking people from the nosebleeds and making them go down because of that. Robbie, what's going on with WWE, man? Do you think that it is something to do with the booking, or does it have something to do with the fact that you have to take out a second mortgage to buy a ticket to attend a live event?
I'm going to say it's a combination. I mean, like you're saying, we're saying the same old players, it's the same song and dance. You need to change this up. But I mean, and we might have talked about it. Maybe I was talking to a friend about it. TKO being involved, I think they're just trying to get as much money as they can, and then they're out. I just think so. They like we'll bring Vince back into this. Vince at least he knew it was a family thing. TKO, with them being UFC, it's not a family thing. So you're drawing those people that are just UFC people. So you're just charging whatever. You're just trying to get as much money. I mean, I think that's why they're doing like a lot of the shows overseas, because they're probably getting, more money than what people are willing to pay here. I think once they get what they want out of this, they're out.
Well, that's an interesting point because, the first word I'm going to say though, for everyone that's listening, because I don't want to hear no shit, I'm starting rumors. So I'm telling you that this is just a rumor. Nothing has ever been confirmed. Matter of fact, I think TKO has denied it, which doesn't mean shit. But there has been a lot of rumors that Saudi Arabia has been in talks with TKO of wanting to buy WWE, and they have been trying to offer a lot of money. TKO has denied that. Again, guys, I'm saying TKO denied it, but there's always some truth when it comes to rumors, even if it's a little bit. So, I mean, there could be some truth what you're saying, Robbie, that, TKO wants to get what they can get out of it, and then they're going to be out of it. I don't know. Next segment was backstage moment. We've seen Jey Uso found Punk and offered to team up later against the Vision. I was hoping that this isn't something that they were going to do, because It seems like they're going to continue the same old storyline with Uso being, the good guy or whatnot, and his CM Punk being friends. We've seen this. Why we keep on seeing this shit? I'll start with you, man. What you think about this segment? And, are you good with this, or are you wanting them to do something different?
I want them to do something different. To be truthful, and I know I'm going to catch a lot of shit for this. I'm not a CM Punk guy, and I'm not a Jey Uso guy.
What?
I could have done without this.
What? What is wrong with you?
And CM Punk has a whole bunch of tattoos. What's up with that?
Yeet for you, Robbie. No yeet. No yeet for Robbie.
I mean, look, we have to respect our elders, and they gave Grandpa the belt, that's for sure. CM Punk looks old.
Yeah, he should color his beard. You don't got to look your age when you're the freaking world champion. Come on.
Right. Well, but see here, and I kind of disagree with that. Like I said back in the earlier segment, I'd have gave it. I'd have put Breaker in there and see what the kid's got. I would have let him run with it and see, is he over or not? You're talking about him being the future. But I understand where Bob's coming from too. Oh, they're rewarding him and stuff. It's a business, so I guess, you play the game.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. What I would have loved to see was I would have kept Saturday night main event. I would have kept it the same with CM Punk going over. But on last night's Raw, I'll be honest, I would have loved if Breaker would have weaseled his way into getting a match for the championship with CM Punk, and he came in and speared him out of his shoes and pinned CM Punk, and making CM Punk have a very short title reign once again. I think that would have been great. I would have popped for that. I would have, because you wouldn't see that coming. I mean, because honestly, think about it. I think this match, this Saturday main event, was predictable. They took the belt off of CM Punk after a couple of minutes with Seth Rollins cashing in. There was no way that they was going to give CM Punk this match and have him not win the championship. So for the sake of something being unpredictable, I would have loved to see that with Brian Breaker. I would have. Bob, what did you think about this segment with Uso and Punk? Are you good with them doing the same old shit? Or, are you want something different between these two?
Definitely something different. It's just, again, it's the same old stuff. And I hate to be the grumpy old guy, but yeah, it's the same old stuff. And then they wonder why their ratings are down, why attendance is down. Like Robbie said, it's a combination of everything: prices, lack of interest, same old. But what are they going to do? They got to do something. Why not shake things up?
I agree. George?
I'm on the side of everybody else. I wish there was something different. I was actually surprised because with the new attitude, or the Roman Reigns like attitude of Jey Uso, I thought he was going to be like, man, the Vision's really giving you a tough time. You might need some help. But guess who's not going to help you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have rather Jey just like left him hanging, been like, nah, I'm not helping you. Like, you just beat me. I'm still upset. So, even if I'm still a good guy, I don't want to help your ass. Yeah.
I'd have rather had Logan Paul be Punk's partner, and then when he tags in, turn on him then.
That's exactly what I said. Why did they do it?
That's what I thought was going to happen.
I thought it. We haven't got to the end yet. So.
I wanted to say that earlier.
But this is the thing, and this is why I wish that is how they would have done it, because that would have been great to test the waters about having Logan Paul actually be a face, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Having him come out with CM Punk as his partner, seeing if Logan would get that pop or not. So that way, later on, okay, this guy can be a face. The fans will accept him. Because last time they tried to have him as a face, he got booed out of the building. Has things changed now, though? They see what he can do in the ring. He's a incredible talent in the ring. So I think this would have been a great way to test those waters to see if indeed they could turn him into face. Next, we have Penta versus El Grande Americano. Decent match, entertaining. Penta hit the Mexican Destroyer to get the win. The other Los Americanos tried to crash the party, but Penta made a slick escape. The match was what it was. It was entertaining. I mean, it wasn't a classic match by any means, but it was an entertaining match. George, start with you.
So, so my whole opinion on the Americanos is like, it's Triple H's way of keeping Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate relevant. Just put a mask on them, and nobody has to know who it is if they don't know already. The match was good. I like Penta winning for a change because you present him like a rock star, and then he loses the match. It's like, well, why are we making him look like that? Not that diminishes him, because the crowd's going to cheer every time he comes out. And thankfully for Penta, if that was somebody else that, just got over and the crowd was kind of iffy, that would, oh, well, he keeps losing, I'm not going to cheer him. But no, I like the whole situation they had last night. However, I did think, I was like, man, just imagine if Rey Mysterio and Chad Gable didn't get hurt, where we would be at with this angle right now with the Americanos.
And
like,
that's
would they team up to take them out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Creed brothers and Chad Gable come back.
Right. But George, that's my problem right now, right? With what they're doing with the Americanos. What are they going to do when Gable gets back? Is this going to force Gable to be a baby face because they show what he was doing? Or is he just going to join them and now we just have another Americano? They've really watered it down. I get it. They wanted to keep the whole Americano thing relevant, fresh in the minds because of the injury. Gable was out for a while, but I'll be honest, I wish they would just dropped the Americano thing until Gable came back. I think the fans would have quickly remembered the whole Chad Gable Americano thing because it was great. Now they've watered it down, and I don't think it's going to lead to much at all. Go ahead, George.
No, I was about to say the only thing I could see, and as I was thinking about it, Gable comes back with the Creed brothers. They beat the shit out of the Americanos and rip the mask off. Like, that's the easiest way to get rid of the gimmick. They don't have to do anything elaborate. They don't need to drag it out. Just be like, hey, you stole my shit, basically, and beat them up, and that's it. Bring back the other three, however they use them. Yep. Americano did get over in AAA, like, organically, unfortunately, so that's the whole reason to keep them around.
Yeah. Robbie, do you agree that they should have just let this whole Americano thing go until Gable got back instead of watering it down? Or was this the right move to keep them relevant?
Hard to say. I mean, I agree with you that you'd remember it if you waited till Gable comes back. I know you're saying you watered it down, but I mean, if nothing else, it was at least entertaining. So it's not bad. I mean, they're not bad workers, so it's not a bad thing to have it around. Whatever. I would say when we've kind of talked, I'm going to go back for a second, and I apologize about you've got all this talent, so you've got so many people, and instead of doing the same stuff each week, and then they should just like throw it in a hat or something and start pulling names out and putting, like, even if you're taking guys like from the bottom and sticking them up to a main event, see what they got. I mean, you've got so many people, you might as well start using them and changing things up and keep, at least you'll keep a lot of interest in it, because now people are like, okay, what are they going to do with this guy now? Well, maybe he'll get a shot, and if you let him work and you push him, now you're at least changing things up for him.
Yeah, true. Cooker?
I am going to look the 3.6 billion users of YouTube in the eye and be completely honest. Like, when I say Nikki Bella is hot, I fast forwarded through the match. So I don't know.
I get it.
Does nothing for me. Three skinny mask guys look like three skinny geeks in a mask.
Hey, at least Kaiser has some height on him.
Yeah, and he used to be Tiffany Stratton's boyfriend but he's not anymore. So, Tiffany, give me a call.
Well, by the way, you know what? There's been a lot of back and forth about that. A lot of people are saying that it's rumors that they're still together.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I hate them both.
But there's also claims that he's with one of the Spanish announcers, female Spanish announcers now. So I don't
even know who they are.
I don't really care, to be honest with you.
I've seen a picture of him with another woman, but that don't mean nothing.
Right. Next, was my favorite segment, actually, because of one thing. We'll get there. Rey Mysterio makes his return. He confronts Dominic Mysterio, who was talking big game, calling himself the king of luchadors. And then Rey Mysterio shows back, and he talks about Eddie Guerrero. And my favorite line was Dominic saying, "Keep my dad's name out your mouth." That was great. I loved it. Idol, start with you, my man. What'd you think about this segment? Rey Mysterio looked good. Talk about dyeing your beard. Mysterio dyed his goatee. You seen it was black. It wasn't white anymore. Go ahead, Idol.
I liked it. It was funny. I mean, you could see Dom still was over till towards the end. A couple comments where I think he knew he had to make those comments to try to get the crowd against him. So you give him credit for doing that. But yeah, it was entertaining, and that there's going to be the build up there, another match and stuff. So yeah, I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, Cook, I know that you're not a big fan of Domino, and I get it. He's a skinny kid. It's hard to believe that he can beat people like Rusev. I get it, but you also have to give Domino the flowers he deserves, because the kid is good when it comes to knowing when to say the right stuff to get the fans to get him heat, because the fans actually like this guy. It's a matter of time before they're going to have to turn him into a face. Tell me what you thought about this segment. Was this a fast forward segment for you?
Well, I'm going to look to 3.6 billion. Yeah, like you said, I'm not a big fan of Dom. That stupid tattoo in his neck. Him and Cody should get together and talk about how ridiculous and how drunk they were that night. But I don't understand it. But I don't know. I'm just not a big fan. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, you like what you like. George?
Love the segment. Love that the crowd actually knew when Dom was trying to get that heat going. And of course, Rey Mysterio being my favorite luchador of all time. It's great to see a guy 50 or pushing 50 that can still move like he's 20. So, the timing, of course, and the geographical planning of Rey to come back in New Mexico, where they knew the fans wouldn't stay, pro Dom and anti-Rey, was almost perfect. But I see this leading to, unfortunately, maybe a last match for Rey since Survivor Series is in San Diego.
In a sold-out arena, no less. Although it's only holds 6,500, but still sold out.
Hey, Cook, George is a fan of Dominic's neck tattoo there. So there.
Oh, is he?
I am not.
Did he specifically say that? And by the way, you're giving Dom a little bit too much credit. I guarantee
No.
I guarantee you that he was scripted to say what he said to get the crowd to turn on him. He didn't just come off the top of his head. They probably practiced it in the back during catering. I think Dominic, whatever his name is quick enough for that.
Look, guys, you guys giving him shit for this neck tattoo, but I
like the neck tattoo. Hey, I like it.
Well, we know you do.
Look, this is the thing. Dom has had a hard life. He served time in prison. He was locked up, okay?
Oh my God. He even scared Booker T back in the day.
Prison guard was the mountain.
About it. Oh my God.
The next segment didn't make me want to fast forward the TV. It made me want to turn the son of a bitch off. And it's because of who showed up on my screen. Is the person that's my least favorite, period, Becky Lynch. She showed up, she grabbed the mic, went straight, talked about Maxine Dupree, taking shots at her, then talked about her.
I like to take some shots at her myself.
Hot husband.
Yeah, whatever. I did this. Not a fan.
Somebody needs to write a new promo for her. The part I'm over is her talking about I'm the best and I'm not the only one saying it. It's Sports Illustrated. I'm like, come on, Beck. We've heard this for how many months now? Let's get some new lines.
Well, I mean, someone please explain to me. And again, I'm not a professional wrestler, so I'm not going to say that she's not good. She's talented. I can never do what she does. I couldn't even do half of what she does. But for the claims, and I'm talking about from fans saying that she is one of the greatest women professional wrestlers of all times. I can't believe that.
Well, Seth Rollins is watching this right now, and he's going, "I don't want you to be doing what she does." You know what I mean? But someone should clue them in. Someone should clue them into that we live in 2025, where they have this thing called high definition. Enough of the close-ups, please. Do us a favor.
Yes. George,
let me
jump it down. You jump it down. And Becky Lynch appeared on your television.
I don't know what you said. I heard a lot of stuff, but I didn't hear any content to that. It was just a rant. And, it's to keep Becky on TV, but it's not like she's irrelevant. Like, I'm not going to sit there and act like she doesn't exist. But
what's happening, though?
Just a filler.
Maxine's going to win the title from her.
She's got to. I would love to see that. After the matches they've had, I would love to see that because I low-key called it. I was like, they're going to make her look like she can't wrestle in the first match. She's got to show up in the next match. Now she's got to win the belt because the matches were great.
Loki called it.
Gotten a lot better.
Not working for the company. Different comment.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Robbie,
go ahead. He's still around. You just can't see him because he's so short.
What I think the segment could have done without it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. As Becky Lynch was leaving, we seen the Kabuki Warriors come out. They kind of looked at each other, and that was that. That led to a match between the Kabuki Warriors and Bailey and Lyra. Fight enough match. I don't know. I don't know what to think about what they're doing with Bailey still. Is she going to turn on Lyra? I don't know. Bob, was this a match you were able to watch, or was this something?
Yeah, it was all right. I like Lyra, so I watched it. I'm not gonna Lyra. I like Lyra.
Oh man, George,
he'll be here all night.
Was this a match that made you sit up and get close to the TV and you're biting your nails because it was such a great match?
It depends on what shorts Lyra had on for the match.
Well, here you go.
Sorry. Look. So look, that was a good match. I'm not going. I'd say 3.5 out of 5. I don't know if that's good or bad. It was a decent match. I like that they made Asuka look strong because they're doing the whole, she's bullying Kyrie, but they want the tag belt. I don't know what they're doing with Bailey. It was interesting at first, but the problem with a schizo multiple personality gimmick, you got to figure out which way it's going. So, right. Changing back and forth is confusing. And it just looks like her and Lyra are still going to be fighting by the time all of this is over.
Yeah. Yep. Robbie?
It's okay match. Not an Asuka fan. I can do without the stupid dance. Definitely out of that.
Rodeo clown.
But it wasn't a bad match. I agree, like the stuff with Bailey, the multi-personalities, you got to pick one and let her run with it. Lyra's good. I like Kyrie. Like I said, not an Asuka fan. I'm kind of curious to see if there may be, and who knows what guys think in the back or the writers are doing. It'd be kind of cool to see Kyrie turn on Asuka.
Yeah. I thought that's where they were going with it, to be honest with you, at first, when they were originally turning the Kabuki Warriors into heels. It sure did look that's what they were doing, but Kyrie ended up going the way of Asuka.
Right.
So, and by the way, Robbie, I think that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you should turn your internet on about an hour before the show, because your internet's weird. It starts off terrible, but towards the middle of the show, halfway through, it warms up and it gets good. You start getting good reception.
Okay.
You have weird internet, man.
I bet he's got Comcast.
No, I don't have Comcast.
His internet is just like Monday Night Raw, is what you're saying.
That's right.
By the end of the show, it gets good, and you're like, damn, Why didn't they do that the whole
Well,
time?
not all.
That's arguable. That's arguable.
Was that last week's show, the tag team match with like Charlotte and Alexa? That was a really good match. So
yeah, that really was. And speaking of tag team matches, next we go to the Men's World Tag Team Championship match, and this is the match that I had to scratch my head. It was a good match until Sheamus got involved, and I'll tell you why. There's a part of the match where Sheamus took down Dominic, and then after he did that, he jumped on the edge of the ring and was like arguing with the ref about something, which led to Balor being able to hit AJ Styles with the whatever they call it.
The shillelagh.
Yeah, that. This is my question. You took Ray down. He's down. That's why you were there, so he wouldn't interfere. What the fuck are you arguing with the referee for? That made no sense whatsoever. 0 sense. I had to scratch my head like, what's going on here? Besides that, entertaining match. It ended with Styles hitting the Styles Clash on JD McDonough, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. I know. Man, what was going on with that? You're a professional wrestler. What was going on with this argument? Like, was this something that maybe Sheamus screwed up on? Like, what? Maybe you understand this.
I don't know. Can you maybe say cluster? I'm just. I agree with you. It made no sense why they were doing it unless they're just doing it just to set up that shot with the stick. I mean, that's the only thing because that's what happened with it. So maybe that was why they did it. Again, I don't know why Sheamus came down to the ring to begin with. You get guys, and some of these guys, you wonder who's calling matches or the writers or whatever, and you wonder what kind of experience they have towards the wrestling world, and to see stuff like that, because like you're saying, it makes no sense. So now you wonder where they came from. Like, why would you write this into that? Right.
So this is what I think was supposed to happen. Sheamus came out because Dominic was about to interfere in the match. He took Dominic out. Now I think that Finn Balor was supposed to make it obvious that he had the stick, that he's about to interfere, and Sheamus jumped up on the ring to say, "Ref, look behind you, look what's going on." The problem was, production-wise, they did a poor job at making it obvious that that Balor was getting that stick, and they didn't show it until after you were confused about why is Sheamus arguing with the referee. But then that brings up the other question. Why would Sheamus be arguing with the referee if he knew that Balor was about to do this, instead of running to the other side of the ring and taking control of it? Then Bob, will go to you, and then you, George.
Well, I'm going to look the 3.6 million YouTube watchers in the eye and not tell a lie. Like when I tell you that Nikki Bella's hot, I fast forwarded it. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, George. Your volume is really low, my man.
I said I'm still thinking about Lyra Valkyria's shorts. I'm sorry.
Oh.
No. So what I thought, and maybe y'all saw something I didn't. Why is Sheamus interfering in the match on the other side of the ring, and if Shillelagh is on the opposite side of the ring? Did he put it down when he came out there? Did we see where he even came from? To your point of the camera angle.
So Balor still had the Shillelagh from the previous week when he hit Sheamus with it.
Gotcha. Okay, so that explains the interference, because I was like, my confusion was I didn't see that part, so I was like, is Sheamus about to turn on us after they made a big deal about him being a good guy and wanting the Intercontinental title? Because I was like, that's the only thing I could see, because I never saw Finn with a Shillelagh at any point in time all night, and then all of a sudden Sheamus is out there. Very confusing. So my thought easily went to heel turn Sheamus, and he was helping Judgment Day or helping Finn over Dom type of deal, and still was going to screw AJ and Dragon Lee. In the meantime, it was a good match, because the match where they won the belts was really good. So, I'm almost to a point of, you put AJ Styles in it, he can make something happen.
Absolutely.
And, Dragon Lee's starting to follow suit, which he's looking more comfortable now on the main roster with AJ. as opposed to Ray and the LWO. So
let me
I
say
don't think there's a. Yeah,
let me say this about Sheamus. If we're going to see once again Sheamus chasing that IC title, for the love of Christ, give it to the man so we can finally have him as a Grand Slam champion. Like, seriously, I can only take so many programs with Sheamus chasing the IC title and constantly squandering it and losing it. Like, make it happen if that's what's going to happen. Because otherwise, give me somebody different. Because I'm sick of seeing either Sheamus or Rusev, the same people going for the IC title. Give me something different.
So on the point of that whole roster thing and them using it's almost like a team that's not winning, or they were winning at first, but you haven't changed the parts when they start losing. And it's like, to my thoughts is like, why are we having NXT if we're not moving people? It's like the constant, like me of just being in group chats or looking at the internet of people thinking, you know, all right, Ricky Saints is NXT champion. That means Ova's going to the main roster in anything, SmackDown or Raw. And it's like, well, they're doing open challenges. So let's bring out Ova Femi now, make him a dominant, whatever you're going to make him. He can beat Sammy for the belt and be the U.S. champ. Instead, Sammy politics for Dragunov to come back. There's still voids on both shows either way, but you got all these people that might be ready to go on the main roster and fill voids that we need. Like there's no dominant heel to you know, even lose to the faces right now. Hell, I'm at the point I'm like, bring back Omos. Just let him like put somebody over after killing him for 2 weeks in a row or something. Like you have nobody, nothing to do. But it's like instead we'll get Sheamus chased. And I want Sheamus to win the Intercontinental Champion, regardless if he retires after he loses. I am also tired of that because they had such a great match with him, Gunther, and Drew at WrestleMania or whatever with or SummerSlam, whatever match it was with the Intercontinental. That we all thought it was time for Sheamus to win, and they said no. It's like, but if we keep going every 6 months, it's like, all right, Sheamus, go after the belt. That's just as tired as everything else. And that to my point of, you know, why are we building up guys and girls in NXT if we're not using them on the roster when we're missing people off of injuries or whatever?
Right. So next we go backstage again. We've already talked about the whole Nikki Bella thing. Paul Heyman tried to convince Jey Uso to turn on CM Punk. Then after that, we've seen the whole segment about the last time is now tournament. Who is John Cena going to face for his last match? And when I tell you this, I felt like they were trying to insult my intelligence. I felt like they were trying to insult my intelligence because I tell you why. When they show the people in this tournament, we all know that none of these people are the ones
are going to win.
That's going to be John Cena's last match. I mean, come on. Can they really sell me that there's a possibility that's going to be Damian Priest or Rusev or even Shinsuke?
Shinsuke or Sheamus? No, absolutely not.
So we know that there's going to be somebody, a surprise, that's going to come in and wind up taking the whole thing. Now, right now, the current rumors is either going to be Edge or Jericho. Bob, if you're a betting man, tell me, do you think that it's going to be any of these guys? Do you think it's going to be someone that's not currently signed with WWE, but are planning to go sign with WWE? And if so, who do you think is going to be?
No. I heard it was going to be Gunther. And I was just like, oh my God, seriously? Let's have Cena's last match be the most boring match in years.
Well, and we've seen it with freaking Goldberg. Is Gunther going to be the guy that just retires everybody? Like what? Why?
Bob's lying. He threw confetti as soon as he read Gunther was going to win. He was excited, man.
Yeah, like a reason not to watch the show.
He just won the Price is Right. That's how happy he was. He's like, Gunther, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, brother.
Now I can watch something else that night.
Same question, man.
Oh man.
I've heard the rumors, you know, like the big rumor I've heard is Edge. Who knows, you know? Hard to say what they're gonna do.
But the big question is do you honestly think there's gonna be any of these guys that's in this tournament? No disrespect against these guys, but there's no way.
No. I mean, you can't like you said with Rusev or Damian or whoever else, Sheamus or whatever, and nothing against. And I like Damian. I think they've kind of buried him. They just kind of buried him. You made him your champion, and then you took the strap off of him, and now you've kind of buried him.
Right. Now, nothing against Sheamus, because I'll be honest with you. When Sheamus first got to WWE, and he was this monster that John Cena just could not beat. Sheamus was beating his ass every match. As good as that was, he's not the same Sheamus anymore. So there's no way that they're going to go with that, in my opinion. George, what's your thoughts, man?
First 4 announced for the tournament, none of them say I'm going to beat John Cena in his last match. I think the SmackDown Live days, John maybe wrestled Shinsuke like once or twice, and they had good matches. Of course, we know the history with Sheamus and Rusev, and I don't even know if he fought Damian Priest, but that was a reach for me. I'd rather he pull somebody whole that John Cena's wrestled before. But no, I don't know. With the rumors of Jericho and Edge coming back, I was actually in a talking with somebody about it. I was like, if they were going to do it, the money would be to bring Edge back and just have him fight him at the last match, instead of his tournament. But, their argument was having him in the tournament would diminish the value of him being back to fight John Cena because he's pretty much giving it away that he's going to win.
Right. Now, 2 questions for you, for anyone who wants to answer this. So, and maybe I missed it, but one guy that's not in it, that they put him in it, then I would be like, maybe they're going to go with this match again. And that was AJ Styles. We've seen their last match. Freaking just match of the year, in my opinion, right? So maybe they had an AJ Styles in the match. Then I would say, okay, maybe they're not bringing somebody in for a surprise. Maybe it's going to be AJ Styles. Because then at least it might catch us a little off guard. That's what else was coming in. But right now, to me, there's no surprise. Like, no matter who they brings in, I'm going to be expecting it. If they have AJ in this, at least then I would be kind of watching the whole thing with AJ. Now, they did say that SmackDown, they're going to draw guys from SmackDown. So
the next 2 matches, yeah.
But here's a question. Now, normally for the last retirement match, the very last match, the guy retiring, we see them lose more times than not. Bob, starting with you, do you think that this last match is going to follow the kind of the wrestling rules that we see Cena take the pin, or do you think that they're going to put Cena over in his last match?
I think he's going to win.
I agree. Idol?
I think he's going to win.
Yeah. George?
And Mike, go ahead.
Go ahead, Bob.
And Michael Cole's going to say 472 times during the match, he's the greatest of all time. In the meantime, Terry Funk's spinning. Come on.
There's a lot of people that are spinning on that comment, but we're going to ask an opinion here. Who's the bigger idiot? Because after Saturday, Michael Cole got right up there with Tony Schiavone when he made the comment, and I guess because the guy was there at main event when he went, the greatest entertainer of all time, Post Malone.
I saw that. Yeah,
I wanted to punch Michael Cole in the mouth on that one.
I thought I heard him say that too, and I was like, "What?"
Now, to Post Malone's credit, he does have a pair of Terry Funk boots, so he's not all bad. He wore it in the commercial for the video game this year.
No.
We could. I could do without Post Malone. I can name off a lot of better entertainers.
But he's a tattooed freak. Aren't you guys all related?
Post Malone could be.
No, we're not all related. He can be an all-time great, but he's not the greatest of all time by any stretch of the means. Like that blew my mind when Michael Cole said that. I was like, what Post Malone is he looking at? No. I want to know what concerts Michael Cole has been to.
Like,
isn't Jelly Roll the greatest of all time?
At least he's wrestled a match. At least he's wrestled a match though. Like
personally, I prefer eclairs over jelly rolls, but that's just me.
There's another one on like jelly roll. I don't get all the appeal.
He's got tattoos.
The whole
on his face.
Again, I don't get the appeal to that music of why all of a sudden he's getting pushed 1 year into the music business.
Right. The whole concept of best in the world, that drives me nuts to begin with, because the best in the world when it comes to certain things, wrestling, music, is perception. It really is. I mean, you know, some people argue that Ric Flair is the best in the world. Some people argue that no, it was Hulk Hogan.
One of them.
Terry Funk.
What?
I mean,
yes.
You know, it's perception.
Yeah, but Post Malone ain't even in that conversation.
Well, right.
It's all a matter of opinion. There's only true greats. Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time. Evel Knievel, the greatest daredevil of all time. Everybody else is, beneath them.
Right. Because everybody that you mentioned has stats and statistics behind it to prove they're the greatest of the whole time, of all time. You can say, even with quarterbacks, there's stats and statistics to prove no, he really is the greatest of all time until someone beats those numbers. Now, I know that I kind of skipped way over the whole Paul Heyman trying to convince Jey Uso to turn on CM Punk, but that's because what can really be said at that point? I mean,
there's people that say the Beatles are overrated, but they've sold hundreds of millions of dollars worth of records and hundreds of millions of records. So kiss that idea away.
Right. I mean,
well, and then you throw one more in there. I gotta interrupt. Sorry. You take the Michael Jordan, LeBron James. LeBron James couldn't carry Michael Jordan's jockstrap to the arena.
I mean, you could do that. I mean, you just hold it in your hand and walk in.
but so I mean, you look at this. You go back to your point there on that, KG. You look at stats. Michael Jordan, he was the GOAT. He was the GOAT. If James had to play in his era, he wouldn't have lasted 2 years. Jordan playing in today's era, he would have set records way early.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Back to your Paul Heyman, the Uso thing. We could have done without that segment too, because that was kind of a waste of a few minutes.
It did. It really made no sense.
I think that was a rare occasion where Heyman didn't have something hanging out of his mouth like a chicken wing or something. They said, let's get him on camera quick because he's not eating at the moment. Shoot that segment now. Get a camera in here.
Well, I think any host be having Paul Heyman on his podcast is probably going.
Hey, no, Bob wasn't talking to. He wasn't talking to Paul Heyman. He was talking to 3.6 million YouTube viewers.
And Bronson Reed.
What's funny is Bob thinks that any of those 3.6 million can actually watch this freaking podcast.
By the way, that's billion, not million. That's billion.
Oh, billion?
Right.
Look it up. Billions of people use
if I could
YouTube.
just get 2% of their subscribers, I'd be doing good.
0.1%, you'd be doing good with 3.6 billion.
Right. Yeah. You're right. But that
Bob's accounting for a whole. I'm sorry, he's accounting for a whole planet to be watching this one podcast.
Hell, my YouTube channel, I got a video that's got 325,000 plus views, but that doesn't translate into subscribers. Translates into some money, but not subscribers. I got some subscribers out of it, but not. I mean, you think of that over 250,000 views, at least 10% subscribe. Come on, you idiots! It's just a button.
Yeah,
subscribe. It's free.
Idiot.
Finally, we go to the main event. Punk and Uso faces the Vision. And yes, the match was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Chaos and interference.
And Bronson Reed.
Yep, the big takeaway was Logan Paul coming to the ring. They positioned him like he was going to be the face, help CM Punk, help Uso. And I'll be honest with you, I was kind of questioning what was going to happen. But he ended up handing the break. He knocked out CM Punk, the brass knuckles, and then handed the knuckles to Paul Heyman. But my question is this. To me, this really making Logan Paul look bad because he took the splash by Bronson Reed at the very beginning, only for him to decide that, you know what, I'm going to, hang out with the guys that whip my ass. That just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I didn't like that either because it's like what the splash is supposed to be this devastating thing. Hell, he put, he gave Seth Rollins a bunch of splashes, but still the first one damages him, right? And he comes out like nothing happened. That's not Logan's fault. He's doing what he's told, but it doesn't make any sense. They should have just let him beat up Paul or whatever they did, get rid of him that way, not give him the splash. And then he comes out like nothing happened. Now, I'm not one to predict things, but last night when he came out, I went, oh, he's going to turn on Punk. I could see it in a second, but.
So if I was the writer for the first segment, the last segment with Logan Paul, myself, what I would have done was had Logan Paul decide to get in the ring, like he's helping CM Punk with the chair to chase off the Vision. That's how that segment was left. And then have Logan Paul come in like they did for the end of the show. And with everyone thinking that once again, he was coming out to help CM Punk, that's when he turned on CM Punk. Or better yet, have him be the tag team partner of CM Punk. And that's when he turns on CM Punk. Instead of him taking a splash. That just, like I said, I agree with you, Bob. I know, what are your thoughts on what happened in the first segment and then what happened with Logan in the last segment, main event?
I agree. Makes no sense why you would do what you did. I mean, your point makes, better sense saying, not give him the splash and everything, because now you're making where you buried guys with all that with the splash and stuff. Now you're kind of making Logan, again, not his fault, but you're making him look invincible coming out there at the end. You put out Roman Reigns, you put out Seth Rollins, now all of a sudden here comes Logan Paul. Now the guy, you're making him look invincible. Like, okay, how come he can put out Roman Reigns and he can put out Seth Rollins, but he doesn't put out Logan Paul?
Well, Logan's in good shape and he's a lot younger than them old guys.
I mean, that's what I thought. But George, do you think that they're going to have Logan Paul say the same goofy shit that Seth Rollins said? Well, when Reed gave me the splash, I respected him. That he gained my respect.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's all part of it's a weird villain plot twist plan to make it look like, hey, he shot me in the leg. I can't walk anymore, but I come back and help him after that. Look, if he'd have just came out with his ribs taped up, that would have been, enough for me. Because, it did happen at the beginning of the show. And I know it's not 3 hours anymore, but from getting splashed at the beginning of the show to coming out at the end of the show. And a very long segment, by the way. So it's not, I ain't saying he could have healed up to 100% in that time, but he literally came out almost to the last 5 minutes of the show compared to being splashed so early. Does it devalue the move? Absolutely, because that's Bronson Reed's finisher. So it does make him look, make it look weak. But I would at least just had Logan come out with even if it's false and he doesn't feel the splash, come out with his ribs tape. But I'm with you. I would have had him as a tag team partner because most of the really good heel turns happen when you think the other guy is on the side of the good guys or whoever's side. Like
Flair did that with Sting one night.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then one of the most shocking ones for me for WWE was the NXT takeover in New Orleans they had where Roger Strong turned on Pete Dunne in the Dusty tournament.
Paul Orndorff turned on Hulk Hogan that way, remember? Raising his hand, clothesline, power driver.
But see, it would have made more
you guys
sense
are too
to
young
me.
for that.
It honestly would have made more sense to me, and it would have.
Robbie Idol knows what I'm talking about.
It would have added to the storyline.
I know what you're talking about.
It would have added to the storyline if Logan Paul would have came out with the brass knuckles. Fine, not go see a Punk, right? Because Logan Paul is a piece of shit. But then also knock out Bronson Reed with the brass knuckles because Logan Paul's a piece of shit, and play that storyline where Paul Heyman eventually pays off Logan Paul to join them. That would have even made more sense than what they did, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I'd just like to say, do you ever watch Logan Paul's YouTube channel? It's kind of entertaining stuff.
I don't have time.
Oh, well, I have a lot of time. I live with
I have
demons. I live with
I have no
demons, so I
interest in
avoid
watching
them.
them.
I avoid the demons, and so I watch things.
Oh, I don't have time. I get up in the morning. I'm trying to get sponsors for this show I'm doing. Or then at nighttime, middle of the day, I come home, spend time with the wife. Then at nighttime, she goes to bed. I'm working on something for podcasts or try to at least cover at least one wrestling news item every night, right? Because I am trying to become a legit person that does this so I can get more press or media passes.
Did you actually use the term legit in association with professional wrestling?
I did in the sense of that these promotions look at me as someone who legit keeps up and informs people what's going on news wise. Because I was able to get a media pass with AEW that one time, and I would like to eventually be able to get media passes with WWE.
Did you get to meet Megan Bain?
I didn't actually. There's one thing I thought about the media passes. There's different levels of media passes. The media pass AEW gave me was me to be able to freely move around the arena where we were at, so I could take pictures and stuff like that. I'm not to the level of being able to get backstage yet. Obviously, I only have fucking 301 subscribers. So,
what I would like to do is meet Megan Bain and ask her, what's up with this Joey Janela stuff? What's that all about?
I'm kind of lost. What are you talking about?
It's her boyfriend.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. What's up with that?
Oh, I thought she probably had a girlfriend.
Well, wait a minute now.
That's more along Bob's lines. He wouldn't ask her about it.
Her name is Penelope Ford. Now that's a visionary. A vision. Forget the other vision. What do they call them? Vision? Vision something?
Yeah, the vision.
The vision. That's a vision.
The vision. Right.
Penelope Ford and Megan Bain.
Yeah.
The multiplication versus the vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Have you guys heard how long Seth Rollins may be out for?
Nope.
I haven't either.
No.
I've not
They're
heard
doing
anything.
it again. Is that what you're thinking? They're doing it again.
Makes me believe that this is a freaking work.
I think he's actually hurt this time. They wouldn't have took the belt off of him.
Yeah, because the last time they did
I know the belt ain't Money in the Bank, but I'm just saying.
Maybe he's off making a movie like Cody was and Roman was, and I wish I was. And
speaking of making movies, MJF just finished wrapping up the movie he's making, and he doesn't know if he's going to return to professional wrestling or not. So I don't know if this is him just trying to work the fans, but apparently, people from his camp are saying that he is enjoying acting too much, and he doesn't know if he wants to come back to AEW. I know his contract is supposed to be coming to an end. I don't know.
Did you ever see him on the Rosie O'Donnell show when he was just a kid?
Yeah.
And he's, I want to be a professional wrestler. That's pretty cool stuff.
Yep. But anyway, guys, this wraps up our Tuesday night recap of Monday Night Raw. George, have you been doing anything late that you want to?
Have I been doing anything lately? Yeah. Other than being on the podcast? Yeah. Is that what you were going to say?
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
Hey, George, since you're never with us, are you actually doing anything? No, I have 2 wrestling shows this weekend.
What's the name of the video game you're playing?
Right. I'm just playing Fortnite and watching my kids grow.
Which one's more exciting?
Depends on how high my blood pressure gets. I'll be
I tried
home
Fortnite. I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into Fortnite.
I can't do the building. They have a mode called Zero Build. It's just like a Call of Duty type where you don't have to build anything, just shoot people and collect stuff. It's way more fun that
sounds
way.
like a mall setting in today's society.
I thought it was more like a school shutting.
Well, there you go too.
Too soon.
Anyway, so 2 shows coming up. One in Houma. Where's the other one?
Yeah, so Friday I'll be in Houma for Pro Wrestling 225, and Saturday I'll be in Sharon.
Houma.
What?
Oh,
Houma.
what do you say? It's going to be in Homo.
No, I hope not. Well, Saturday I'll be in Sharon, Mississippi for SWA. So I got 2 shows this weekend I'll be doing. And then who knows what I'll be doing after that. Maybe, playing video games again, hiding.
Awesome. Bob, anything that you need to promote?
Well, on November 15th, I'll be at the Twisted Wrestling Alliance Studios in Inglewood, Florida, along with the legendary Joe Malenko and Steve Kern and a few other people. Probably Robbie Idol will be hanging around. I doubt that, though. He's afraid of me.
Oh. Robbie, what about you, my friend?
Just my book, I guess. The 15th, I'm not sure, because there's talk of our daughter coming into town, so we don't get to see her that much since she lives in Nashville. So that our Thanksgiving,
Robbie,
and Joe wants to have a head count way ahead of time. So if she decides, okay, I'm not coming in, I won't know till the last minute. So it's like one of those deals, and you just don't want to be the guy that crashes the party. So yeah, I probably won't be there the 15th, because I'd be the guy that's crashing the party. So,
I was just going to say,
she does get into town.
I was just going to say, your daughter's really good looking. Is she single? Bring her along.
Oh, God.
It's a big deal.
Don't bring her along. Lock her up.
He's talking to $3.6 billion.
I know, right?
She's good looking.
She's not a wrestling fan.
Yeah, well,
she's not a wrestling fan.
Wasn't it not long ago that you showed up at Twisted Wrestling Alliance and stole one of their belts and ran off with it?
Yeah, my kid's belt.
Yeah.
My kid was a champion and he took it.
Speaking of your kid, if you guys are getting tired of seeing an old Cook,
oh jeez,
there's good news, because Bob Cook's son Robert Cook is going to be on the podcast here coming up in November. Tomorrow, Mr. Herb Simmons will be on at 6 p.m. Central. We will be talking about the Cauliflower Alley Club and the 59th annual reunion that we just had in August in Vegas, and amongst many of the other things that we're going to be talking about.
Let me just say this, that it's proof that kids don't listen to their fathers, because he asked me, he said, Dad, what's this up with this KG guy? And I said, I don't know, but you don't want to do a show. And here he is doing it.
I mean,
unbelievable, ungrateful. Whoa, man. No more advice for him.
There's a lot of wrestlers who are so desperate that they're willing to come on a podcast that nobody watches with the hopes that's just one person that means, that's important.
I'm a little bit pissed off because Robbie Idol got more views than my interview with you, and that's going to be paid for on January 17th at Twisted Wrestling Alliance Studios when my son teams up with me for the first time ever, along with Pablo Marquez, against Robbie Idol, Richie Paradise, and the legendary Cuban Assassin. And I'm not kidding there. That's a shoot.
Well, actually, and I haven't even talked to Robbie about this, but, I am having an event called Madness in March, March 14th. It is a fundraiser for a great local nonprofit here in Minnesota called Positivity. They take dogs that are in shelters, they adopt them, they train them to be service animals, and they get them to first responders and veterans who are disabled. I'm going to be having a pit bull number 1. He's going to be there, and Bob.
I talked to him on the phone the other day.
Yep, Bob.
Nice guy.
And Robbie, I was going to talk to you, and we could talk after, find out, if I can afford you to be here. And I was thinking the teacher against the student, maybe type of a match.
What, Rick Ryder? You're going to bring Rick Ryder in?
Bob Cook against Mr. Idol.
I didn't teach Robbie Idol. What are you talking about?
Robbie, didn't you say that Bob had a hand in training you?
Truthfully, no. It was Rick trained me.
I taught him the right way, but that's, it's not my fault he didn't catch on.
Hey, no,
seriously though. I trained Rick and Rick trained Robbie. So in a sense, you see.
Got it.
If you want to say it in that sense, but yeah. So I mean, I'm trying to think. In the beginning, I don't remember Bob in the beginning. I know he wasn't, because you didn't wrestle for Davenport, did you, Bob?
Yeah, in the early days at the old Plant City Armory. Yeah. Had a lot of fun there too.
Okay, yeah, but I mean at the flea market, you didn't wrestle
Oh
at
no,
the
I
flea
don't. I
market,
didn't wrestle
did you?
there. No. I was above that.
Okay, so that's where, so basically I started there. So I mean I was there for, like a month and a half probably before I even met Bob.
Okay. Now I got
John Davenport, who would pay you like it's back to you, and then you turn around and throw you $20.
Now I gotta say, Idol, whatever you said at the beginning.
Ain't he in jail for child molestation?
In the beginning, he didn't remember Bob Cook. My first thought went to, I bet that's kind of like some of the women Bob Cook, took home in the beginning. They didn't remember Bob Cook. I've been drinking a little too much, but in the end, is whenever they remembered him, and that's all that matters.
What was that about March 14th?
No. Oh man, Bobby's
but the reality is, I don't care if they remember me. I remember them. And each time there was a finish that I called long in advance.
And maybe I tell you what, this match, if I can make this match happen between Idol and the Cooker, the stipulation is going to be, if Idol can beat the Cooker, then Bob has to pitch in to help Robbie get some damn decent internet, because your internet's garbage.
No, I think you want. I think you
with this tonight. But my stipulation is, since we're going to be doing like the dog things there, can we like let a pit bull loose on Bob and see if he can actually run?
Oh, that's not going to happen. Bob can barely walk.
Kind of like, like Jake and the snake there, only be Robbie and the dog. We just let one of the pit bulls loose on Bob.
To be honest with you, I'd be more comfortable in a tag team situation because, well, I'm decrepit. And but I give my best effort as a decrepit.
We'll see where we can work out. One last question.
I can't give him any shit on that because I'm decrepit too. So I can't.
That's not a very good advertisement. It's not a very good advertisement for your show. I'm sorry.
I mean, let's be honest. Between the four of us on this panel right now, the only one that's not decrepit is probably George, because I mean, I have my spinal cord injury. I can't do much anymore either. Bob, real quick before we go off the air, you sent that video of you getting into what looks like the Dukes of Hazzard's car. It's a very funny video. My wife was cracking; she was just laughing her ass off at it, as I was too. But then you deleted it. Why'd you delete that video?
When I saw it on the page, it was like in a different aspect ratio. It's supposed to have been long. Did you see the whole video, like long?
Yeah.
When I played it, it was just like a little square.
No,
so I thought that's what you saw.
Nope,
so you saw the whole thing?
Yep.
You could see the whole car and everything.
Yeah.
For some reason, it played on mine all screwed up. So I was like, well, that must be, I thought I looked dumber than normal.
No, it was fine. It was funny. But anyway, guys, wrap this up, this hour and a half of talking about nothing pretty much. Again, don't forget to join me at 6 p.m. Central for Mr. Herbst. I mean, that's going to be a great interview. He's a regular on the podcast. I'm looking forward to that. Until then, guys, you guys have a great week. And don't forget that on Thursday, it's going to be myself, Robbie Idol, hopefully, and the Grizzle Vet. We're going to be on doing the Wednesday Night Dynamite recap. Again, until then, you guys have a great week.